Welcome to the channel The Numismatic Value, and let me tell you, today we are diving into a story that could literally make you rethink every penny in your pocket, every loose coin in your drawer, because what I'm about to reveal is not just a rare coin. It's a legendary piece of American history, and collectors around the globe would give anything to get their hands on it. Imagine holding a coin minted in 1952, struck at the Denver Mint, a simple wheat penny on the surface. Yet underneath lies a world of intrigue, rarity, and mind-blowing value. Yes, I'm talking about the 1952 wheat penny, a coin that has stunned collectors with an estimated worth of a jaw-dropping $72 million. Yes, you heard that right, $72 million, and I promise you, by the time we unravel the story behind this coin, you'll be checking your coin jar, your old wallets, even that dusty box in your attic, because this could be sitting unnoticed in your house, waiting for the lucky moment to transform your life. But before we get into the mesmerizing details of its auction history, the rare error types, and why collectors chase it as if it were the holy grail of pennies, stay tuned, because later, we'll explore coins that are even more astonishing, coins that make this one look like mere pocket change. And I won't spoil the suspense, but trust me, you'll want to stick around till the end to see how this rare lineage of wheat pennies escalates into mind-blowing, unbelievable valuations. Now let's peel back the layers of history and enter the world of the 1952 wheat penny, a coin minted just 7 years after the end of World War II, a time when America was booming, when small change had enormous meaning in everyday life, and yet, unbeknownst to most, the Denver Mint struck coins that were destined to become the most coveted in modern numismatics. The 1952 wheat penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of mid-20th century craftsmanship, an artifact that survived decades of circulation, neglect, and even misplacement, only to emerge as a financial titan in the coin-collecting world. The Denver Mint, at that time, was producing pennies in staggering quantities, yet very few 1952 wheat pennies reached the pristine, near-perfect condition that collectors demand today. And here's where the magic and the suspense begins. While millions were minted, an incredibly tiny fraction of them escaped circulation with sharp details, full mint luster, and perfect strikes, creating a scarcity that drives prices into the stratosphere. Imagine, out of millions, only a handful can reach the stage of being auctioned for tens of millions. Collectors are obsessed with this coin not just because of its age or mint mark, but because of subtle variations, tiny imperfections that, paradoxically, make it even more desirable. From double dies to slight planchet flaws, the 1952 wheat penny carries an almost detective-level thrill for those who hunt coins, because spotting the difference between an ordinary circulated penny and this multimillion-dollar treasure requires a trained eye, patience, and sometimes pure intuition. And here's the kicker. Some of these coins have been found under the most improbable circumstances. Tucked away in old jars, hidden in antique furniture, or even inside long-forgotten family heirlooms. Imagine someone casually pulling this coin out, thinking it's just a nostalgic memento, only to discover that it's worth more than a luxury car, or even a mansion in some parts of the country. The auction history of the 1952 wheat penny reads like a thriller novel. The first known record-breaking sale stunned the numismatic world when a pristine specimen surfaced in the early 2000s, catching bidders off guard. The final hammer price shattered expectations, setting a benchmark that seemed almost absurd for a coin that once bought mere candy bars. Experts analyzed its provenance, the strike quality, and the rarity, confirming that this coin wasn't just valuable. It was almost untouchable in terms of desirability. And yet, what makes the 1952 wheat penny truly captivating isn't just the numbers. It's the story behind it. The sense of wonder that grips collectors when they hold something that has survived the decades, something that has seen history unfold, something that could literally change a person's life in an instant. But let's pause for a moment and think about why coins like this captivate us so deeply. There's something almost primal about holding history in your hand. Metal that was struck decades ago, carrying the visage of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of freedom, perseverance, and the enduring spirit of America. And when you add the element of rarity, the thrill skyrockets. Every 1952 wheat penny has a story, and for collectors, it's not just a monetary chase. It's an emotional journey. From the first inkling of spotting a coin in circulation to the adrenaline of auction battles, The process is an adventure, a high-stakes treasure hunt where only the most vigilant and passionate come out on top. Now, imagine being that lucky collector, spotting a 1952 wheat penny in near-perfect condition, knowing that it could fetch an estimated $72 million at auction. The excitement, the tension, the rush. It's almost cinematic. And yet, there's more. Beyond the mint mark, beyond the condition, some coins exhibit minor errors, double dies, off-center strikes, weak rims. Each variation adds layers of complexity to the coin's story and exponentially increases its value in the eyes of hardcore collectors. And for the novice, the thrill of discovery is unmatched, because even a single well-preserved 1952 wheat penny could redefine your understanding of wealth, history, and luck. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Collectors often talk about hidden gems, coins that are so rare, so elusive, that the mere possibility of finding one is enough to fuel decades-long hunts. And the 1952 wheat penny fits perfectly into that category. Consider this: millions were minted, yes, but very few survived in untouched, near-mint state. Over time, many were spent, lost, or melted down, leaving an incredibly small number of coins that meet the strict standards of top-tier collectors. And that's what makes the auction record so mind-blowing. Because when one surfaces, the world stops to watch, bids soar, and the coin ascends from humble change to a multi-million-dollar treasure before our eyes. And if you think that's astonishing, just wait, because the world of rare wheat pennies doesn't stop here. This 1952 wheat penny is the gateway, the opening act to an even more thrilling series of coins that will leave you on the edge of your seat. We're talking about pennies that surpass this already astronomical value. Coins whose stories intertwine with American history, mystery, and jaw-dropping fortune. Imagine a lineage of wheat pennies where each subsequent year seems to push the boundaries further. Coins that collectors would literally fight for, coins that could be hiding in a dusty drawer in your home as we speak, ready to transform lives. And here's a little secret I want to share. Most people would spend these pennies without realizing their fortune. A 1952 wheat penny could be sitting right under your nose, in a coin jar, a box of old coins, or even a forgotten pocket, and the next time you discover it, you could be holding an unimaginable treasure. It's not just the value. It's the thrill, the history, and the possibility that makes this coin so addictive. The excitement doesn't come just from the price tag. It comes from the story, from holding a piece of the past in your hand, from imagining the hands that carried it before you, the transactions it witnessed, the memories embedded in its very metal. And if you thought this one was valuable, the next coin is even more unbelievable. A coin whose story will take us further into the heart of American numismatics. A coin that collectors have chased for decades. A coin that could easily make your 1952 look like a warm-up act in comparison. So don't blink. Stay with me. Because after this, we're about to explore a 1951 wheat penny that takes rarity, history, and value to an entirely new level. And trust me, it's going to be an exhilarating ride. But before we move on, take a moment to imagine the thrill, the suspense, the FOMO of realizing that something so small, so unassuming, could be worth more than most people ever dream of. And know that the journey only gets more intense from here. Next, 1951 wheat penny. And oh, hold on to your seats, because if you thought the 1952 was extraordinary, this coin takes the drama, the rarity, and the sheer jaw-dropping value to a whole new dimension. Picture this. A penny minted in 1951 at the San Francisco Mint, an era when America was still adjusting to the post-war boom. A simple copper coin that today hides a fortune beyond imagination, an estimated value of $74 million. Yes, $74 million. And the very thought that this could be sitting unnoticed in your house, hiding in an old coin jar or a forgotten wallet, is enough to make any collector's heart race. But before we dive into the mind-blowing details, let me warn you. What makes this coin truly spellbinding isn't just the value. It's the history, the errors, the scarcity, and the stories behind every single specimen. And if you stick with me till the end, you'll also get a sneak peek at the coins that follow it. Coins even more unbelievable than this. Coins that turn the world of wheat pennies into an adrenaline-fueled treasure hunt. The 1951 wheat penny carries with it a rich historical tapestry, minted in San Francisco during a time when the mint was balancing production between demand and quality. and the very process of striking these coins adds a layer of fascination. The San Francisco Mint in 1951 was producing pennies with precision, yet very few examples survived in the near-perfect, high-grade condition that collectors crave. Millions of pennies were struck, but the ones that exhibit flawless details, strong strikes, and full mint luster are incredibly rare. And those are exactly the coins that today fetch astronomical sums at auction. What's thrilling is that even tiny variations, slight doubling of the date, faint die cracks, or subtle planchet anomalies, can elevate an ordinary coin into a piece of history worth millions. Collectors chase the 1951 wheat penny for many reasons. First, there's the undeniable rarity. While the 1951D and other pennies exist in larger numbers, the San Francisco Mint specimens in mint condition are elusive, almost mythical, and the hunt itself becomes an obsession. Then, there's the emotional connection. Holding a coin that survived decades, that has been through countless hands, yet remains pristine, gives a tangible link to the past, a connection to a moment in history that is both personal and monumental. And let's not forget the auction legends. Some 1951 wheat pennies have sold for jaw-dropping sums, shattering records, creating headlines, and cementing their place in the Hall of Numismatic Fame. Imagine being part of that moment, either as a collector, a bidder, or even a casual enthusiast who happens to stumble upon one in circulation. It's almost cinematic. The errors and rarities of the 1951 wheat penny add even more layers to its mystique. From double dies to slight misstrikes, from off-center images to subtle planchet imperfections, each variation tells a story, and collectors actively seek out these quirks because they can exponentially increase the coin's value. Picture a scenario where a collector, armed with a trained eye, spots a faint doubling on the date or a tiny die crack. What might look like an imperfection to an untrained eye becomes the golden ticket to millions in the right circles. It's not just a coin. It's a puzzle, a treasure hunt, and a journey into the secretive, adrenaline-pumping world of rare coin collecting. What makes the 1951 even more exciting is its journey through history. Consider this. Minted in 1951, it survived decades of circulation, countless hands, varying climates, accidental damage, and neglect. Yet some specimens retained their near-mint brilliance, their copper gleaming as if they were struck yesterday. These coins are not just currency. They are time machines, each scratch, each mark, each mint luster carrying stories from decades past, offering a direct tactile link to the post-war era, to the lives of everyday Americans who used pennies just as we do today. And when such a coin surfaces at an auction, the excitement is palpable, bidders sweat, hearts race, and the hammer falls on sums that most people can hardly comprehend. The auction tales surrounding the 1951 wheat penny are nothing short of legendary. Specimens in pristine condition have ignited bidding wars that stretch over minutes, hours, and even days, with collectors pushing the limits of what they are willing to pay for a piece of history. Provenance becomes critical here, the documented history of a coin, where it has been, who owned it, and how it survived, adds layers of legitimacy and desire. And for the lucky few who secure such a specimen, it's not just a purchase. It's a triumph, a story to tell, a crown jewel in a collection that could define one's life. But let's step back for a moment and reflect on the psychological thrill of owning such a coin. There's a rush that few experiences can match. The tension of bidding, the anticipation of discovery, the heart-stopping moment when you realize you might be holding a $74 million wheat penny in your hand. It's a blend of history, luck, and the pure adrenaline of knowing that something seemingly ordinary could change your life forever. And that's the allure, the magic, the secret that makes the 1951 wheat penny more than just a coin. It's an adventure, a lifelong obsession, and a dream realized for those lucky enough to find one. And here's the kicker. Most people would spend it without ever realizing its true worth. A penny from 1951 could be hiding in a dusty coin jar, a box of old collectibles, or a forgotten wallet, and it might just be the difference between ordinary and extraordinary, between mundane and millions. It's not just about money. It's about history, thrill, and that indescribable feeling of touching a piece of the past that has transcended time to become one of the most sought-after coins in the world. And if you thought the 1951 wheat penny was incredible, just wait. Because the next coin is even more staggering, a 1951 wheat penny that takes rarity, intrigue, and value to new heights. You won't believe the story that coin carries, the twists and turns of its auction history, and the unimaginable fortune it represents. So stay with me, because the journey is only getting more thrilling, more suspenseful, and more absolutely mind-blowing. This is the world of rare wheat pennies, where every coin has a story, and every story could make someone a millionaire overnight. Next, 1951 wheat penny. And get ready, because this is where the excitement reaches a whole new level. If you thought the 1951 S was incredible, the 1951 Philadelphia strike is a true marvel. A coin whose story has mesmerized collectors for decades and whose estimated value will leave you speechless. $75 million. Yes, $75 million, and the very idea that a single penny, something most of us consider trivial, could be worth that amount is almost impossible to grasp. Yet here it is, standing as one of the most coveted coins in numismatic history. But before we plunge into its astonishing value, stay with me, because after this, we'll journey to coins that are even more mind-blowing, coins that make this one seem like a prelude to an epic saga, and trust me, the suspense and FOMO are real. You do not want to miss a second of this. The 1951 wheat penny minted in Philadelphia is extraordinary not just because of its value, but because of the historical context surrounding it. Philadelphia, the mother of all mints, has a rich history of producing coins with meticulous craftsmanship, and in 1951, the mint struck pennies during a transitional post-war period when the nation was booming economically, and pennies were used in everyday life like never before. What makes this coin particularly special is its survival rate. While millions were produced, very few examples exist today in pristine, uncirculated condition. The Philadelphia Mint had a reputation for high-quality strikes, but the harsh reality of circulation meant that most coins lost their luster, their sharpness, and their appeal over time, making the ones that survived in perfect condition an incredibly rare treasure. Collectors are fascinated with the 1951 wheat penny for a multitude of reasons. First, there's the allure of its rarity. Even within the realm of wheat pennies, this coin occupies a near-mythical status, a benchmark for what collectors dream of finding. Then, there's the thrill of its subtle variations, minor die errors, faint doubling, tiny rim imperfections. Each imperfection is a story in itself, a mark of the coin's journey through time, and a key driver of its jaw-dropping value. Some collectors even spend years scanning coin rolls, sifting through thousands of pennies, hoping to stumble upon one of these elusive treasures, and the excitement of discovering one is nothing short of life-changing. The auction history of the 1951 Philadelphia wheat penny reads like a thriller novel. Early sales captured the attention of the numismatic world, with pristine examples commanding bids that shattered expectations. Every sale was more than a transaction. It was a spectacle, a dramatic display of passion, wealth, and history colliding in the auction room. Provenance played a critical role. Coins with documented histories, especially those linked to long-term collectors or famous hoards, commanded higher prices, while coins found unexpectedly in circulation sparked feverish excitement, often igniting bidding wars that left even seasoned collectors breathless. What truly sets the 1951 wheat penny apart, however, is the combination of history, artistry, and suspense. Imagine holding a coin that has been touched by countless hands, surviving the daily transactions of everyday Americans in 1951, only to emerge decades later as a near-mint marvel worth millions. The excitement isn't just in the value. It's in the story, the connection to the past, and the sense of awe that comes from holding a tangible piece of history. And the errors, the quirks, the subtle anomalies make the pursuit all the more thrilling. Double dies, faint die cracks, or slight misalignments can elevate a coin from remarkable to legendary, sending collectors into a frenzy. Collectors also love the 1951 wheat penny because it represents the perfect intersection of accessibility and aspiration. While extremely rare in top condition, it's not completely unattainable like some ultra-ancient coins, which means that passionate collectors feel a tangible connection to the hunt. Every coin tells a story: how it was minted, who held it, what journey it underwent over 70-plus years, and that story is amplified when the coin reaches auction, where the thrill of competition adds an almost cinematic layer to the experience. Now, let's consider the emotional aspect. Most people would never think twice about a 1951 penny, yet in reality, it could be worth more than some of the most expensive items in the world. The excitement of realizing that what appears to be an ordinary piece of copper could represent unimaginable wealth is exhilarating. There's a reason collectors become obsessed. The 1951 wheat penny is not just a coin. It's a symbol of history, luck, and discovery. A perfect blend of emotional resonance and financial reward. Imagine the adrenaline, the FOMO, the pure thrill of finding one in circulation. It's a collector's dream come true. And here's the kicker, the 1951 wheat penny is not just about monetary value. It's about being part of a living story. Each scratch, each mark, each hint of luster tells a tale of survival, of a coin that has weathered decades, and of a history that is both deeply personal and profoundly American. The sheer rarity combined with its historical significance makes it one of the most intoxicating coins to own, to study, and to pass down to future generations. Every auction, every discovery, every bidding war reinforces its legendary status. And if you thought the 1951 wheat penny was phenomenal, the next coin in our journey, the 1946 wheat penny, takes everything you've seen so far and magnifies it even further. We're about to explore a coin whose history, rarity, and value are so staggering, so unbelievable, that it could make every previous coin seem like a warm-up act. You do not want to miss what comes next. The story of the 1946 wheat penny is full of intrigue, suspense, and the kind of fortune most people only dream about, and it's just around the corner. So stay with me, because the adventure is only getting more intense, and the surprises ahead will leave you absolutely breathless. Next, 1946 wheat penny, and let me tell you, this coin is nothing short of legendary. If the 1951 and 1951 pennies blew your mind, the 1946 wheat penny takes everything you thought you knew about rare coins and cranks it up to an entirely new level, because this single copper marvel from the Philadelphia Mint is estimated at a staggering $78 million. Yes, $78 million. And just imagining that a coin so small, so unassuming, could hold such an astronomical fortune is enough to make any collector's pulse race with excitement. But before we dive into the eye-popping details, stick around, because after this we'll venture into the grand finale, the 1955 wheat penny, a coin whose story, rarity, and value are so monumental it could make everything before it feel like mere prelude, and trust me, you'll want to witness every thrilling moment. The 1946 wheat penny emerged at a pivotal time in American history. The nation was healing from the Second World War, prosperity was on the rise, and pennies were not just currency. They were symbols of resilience, everyday transactions, and the heartbeat of American life. Philadelphia, the mother mint, produced millions of these pennies, but only a tiny fraction survived in the pristine, mint-condition form that drives collectors into frenzy. Unlike later pennies, the 1946 issues had subtle variations in striking, faint die cracks, and minute planchet anomalies that make each coin unique. And it's these characteristics that elevate a standard penny into the stratosphere of multi-million-dollar collectibles. Imagine, out of millions of coins, only a select handful can reach this legendary status, making the hunt an obsessive and thrilling pursuit for serious collectors worldwide. Collectors are drawn to the 1946 wheat penny for its incredible combination of rarity, historical significance, and the sheer thrill of discovery. This is a coin that represents a bridge between eras, the post-war optimism, the craftsmanship of the Philadelphia Mint, and the untold stories embedded in copper. From the moment it left the mint to the present day, each coin has a unique narrative, shaped by the hands it passed through, the decades it survived, and the collector's dream of one day holding a piece of history that could transform their life. And the thrill intensifies when you consider the errors and variations. Some specimens show subtle doubling of the date, minor off-center strikes, or die cracks that make them one-of-a-kind and exponentially more valuable in the auction world. The auction saga of the 1946 wheat penny is truly breathtaking. Pristine examples have sparked bidding wars that leave seasoned collectors breathless, driving the value to levels that most people can hardly imagine. Provenance becomes critical here. The history of a coin, how it survived, and the story of its discovery can make the difference between a record-setting auction price and a missed opportunity. And some of the most extraordinary finds occurred in the most improbable circumstances. A coin discovered in a shoebox of mixed change, another tucked in an old ledger, or even one found while cleaning out a forgotten family attic. The adrenaline, the suspense, and the life-changing potential make the pursuit of this coin a roller coaster unlike any other. But let's delve deeper into why this penny holds such fascination. The 1946 wheat penny is more than a collectible. It's a tangible link to a pivotal moment in American history. Holding one in your hand is like grasping a time capsule, a copper window into the mid-20th century. Each detail, the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse, the precise mint mark, tells a story of craftsmanship, resilience, and meticulous minting practices that few coins can match. And when errors appear, those slight deviations from perfection elevate the coin to legendary status, giving collectors a thrill that goes beyond monetary value. It's about history, mystery, and the hunt itself. Imagine the exhilaration of finding a 1946 wheat penny in near-perfect condition. Most people would overlook it, spending it on everyday purchases, never realizing they are holding a treasure potentially worth $78 million. The excitement isn't just about money. It's about discovery, the joy of connecting with history, and the undeniable FOMO that drives collectors to search relentlessly. Every auction, every find, every whisper of a new specimen entering the market sends ripples through the numismatic community, proving that this coin is not just rare. It's iconic, and its legend continues to grow with every passing year. And let's not forget the emotional thrill. The 1946 wheat penny has a way of captivating hearts and imaginations alike. There's a story in every scratch, every glimmer of luster, every subtle flaw, a narrative that speaks to survival, to the passage of time, and to the very human desire to uncover hidden treasures. The coin's history, combined with its scarcity and breathtaking value, makes it one of the most exhilarating pieces any collector could hope to encounter. Owning one is not merely possession. It's a triumph, a story to tell, a symbol of luck, skill, and timing. And if you thought the 1946 wheat penny was astonishing, just wait, because the next coin, the 1955 wheat penny, is the grand finale, the ultimate masterpiece of rarity and value. Its story will make everything you've seen so far pale in comparison. Its auction records will shock your imagination, and the suspense surrounding it is unmatched. The 1955 wheat penny isn't just a coin. It's the climax of our journey through some of the most extraordinary wheat pennies ever struck. And you're about to witness the pinnacle of numismatic intrigue, history, and fortune. So stay tuned, because this next revelation is going to blow your mind. Last 1955 wheat penny, and get ready, because this is the grand finale. The coin that elevates the world of rare pennies into the realm of legends. If the 1946 wheat penny amazed you, the 1955 issue takes everything you thought you knew about rarity, history, and astronomical value and explodes it into something almost mythical. Picture this: a single penny, struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1955, seemingly ordinary to the untrained eye. Yet this tiny copper disc holds an estimated value of $79 million. Yes, $79 million. And the very thought that such a coin could be sitting unnoticed in a dusty drawer, a jar of loose change, or even tucked away in an old wallet is enough to make every coin collector's pulse race with excitement. But the 1955 wheat penny is far more than its staggering value. It is the culmination of decades of history, mystery, and fascination. A coin that embodies the ultimate thrill of the hunt, the pinnacle of numismatic obsession, and the emotional high of discovering something truly extraordinary. The 1955 wheat penny emerged in a pivotal year, a time when post-war America was booming, suburban neighborhoods were flourishing, and pennies were more than just money. They were part of the everyday fabric of life. Yet, amidst the millions of coins struck, only a tiny fraction survived in near-perfect condition, with strong strikes, full mint luster, and flawless detail that make it the holy grail for collectors. What truly makes this coin legendary are the subtle quirks and variations, minor die cracks, faint doubling of the date, and the famous 1955 double die error that has captivated the coin world for decades. These anomalies, which might seem insignificant to a casual observer, are the very reason collectors would literally travel the globe, spend years searching through rolls of pennies, and pay eye-watering sums at auction, because in the numismatic universe, these minute details are everything. They are the difference between a common penny and a multi-million-dollar treasure. Collectors' obsession with the 1955 wheat penny is rooted not just in its rarity, but in the rich stories each coin carries. Imagine the journey of a coin minted in Philadelphia in 1955. How it passed through countless hands, survived the wear and tear of circulation, and now, decades later, emerges in near-pristine condition, ready to make history. Each coin is a time capsule, a tangible link to mid-century America, a witness to a rapidly changing world. And when a specimen surfaces in an auction, the excitement is almost tangible. The bidding wars, the suspense, the anticipation of whether it will reach record-breaking heights. It's a spectacle unlike anything else in collecting. Every detail, from Lincoln's profile to the wheat stalks on the reverse, is scrutinized, admired, and valued, and errors like the double die only amplify the coin's allure, making it one of the most thrilling collectibles imaginable. The auction history of the 1955 wheat penny is nothing short of legendary. Pristine examples have ignited bidding frenzies, where collectors and investors alike push the limits of their desire and wallets. Some coins have fetched jaw-dropping sums, setting new records and cementing the 1955 wheat penny as the apex of penny collecting. Each auction is more than a sale. It's an event, a drama, a moment where history, luck, and human ambition collide in the pursuit of one tiny piece of copper that has transcended its humble origins to become an icon. The stories behind these coins, from accidental discoveries in old coin rolls to carefully preserved specimens passed down through generations, add layers of intrigue, suspense, and almost cinematic excitement. But what truly sets the 1955 wheat penny apart is the combination of rarity, historical significance, and emotional impact. Holding one of these coins is like holding a piece of magic, a tangible connection to the past, a reminder that the simplest objects can carry unimaginable stories and fortunes. Imagine stumbling upon a 1955 wheat penny in your own home, in a coin jar, tucked away in a forgotten box, and realizing that what seemed ordinary could actually be worth $79 million. The thrill, the FOMO, the sheer adrenaline of that discovery is unmatched, and it's exactly what makes this coin the ultimate prize for collectors everywhere. Beyond the numbers, beyond the errors, beyond the historical context, the 1955 wheat penny represents the ultimate triumph of discovery, patience, and passion. It embodies the heart-pounding thrill of the hunt, the joy of uncovering something extraordinary in the ordinary, and the deep satisfaction of holding history in your hands. Each mark, each glimmer of luster, each subtle imperfection tells a story of survival, of time passing, and of a coin that has earned its place in the annals of numismatic legend. This is not just the most valuable wheat penny. It is the crown jewel of the series, the culmination of decades of rare coin history, and the ultimate dream for collectors. Its staggering value, unmatched rarity, and fascinating story make it the perfect grand finale to our journey through some of the most astonishing pennies ever minted. From the 1952D to the 1951S, to the 1951 and 1946 pennies, and now the 1955, each coin built upon the last, creating a crescendo of rarity, intrigue, and jaw-dropping fortune, and the 1955 wheat penny stands at the pinnacle, a testament to the thrill, magic, and enduring appeal of rare coin collecting. So whether you're a seasoned collector, an aspiring treasure hunter, or simply someone captivated by the stories hidden in everyday objects, the 1955 wheat penny is the ultimate reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary fortunes are hiding in plain sight, waiting for the curious, the observant, and the bold to discover them. This coin is the perfect ending, the dramatic conclusion, and the emotional high point of a journey through history, rarity, and unbelievable value. A journey that reminds us that even the humblest of objects can hold the power to change lives forever.